Hey y'all, and welcome to Round 1, Bout 2 of the 2019 Master of Marzen. The Master of Marzen is an idea to pit 32 American craft breweries against each other to see who can come out with the best Oktoberfest seasonal. Oktoberfest is my favorite season in American craft beer, so I reached out to a number of breweries. Just so you know, everyone involved here has supplied the beer to me. There are no entry fees, etc., but this is 100% based on the breweries that were interested in sharing beer with me to go ahead and make this project a reality. So big thank you to all the breweries involved. This round sees Left Hand Brewing of Longmont, Colorado versus Hop and Sting of Grapevine, Texas. Just so you'll know, each bout is a best of 5 competition, with the 5 criteria being packaging design, aroma, flavor, body, and the people's choice. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But let's go ahead and start with criteria number 1, and that is packaging. So as you can see, Left Hand here have gone for a very aggressive looking wolf, I would imagine on the can there, definitely tying in the typical Oktoberfest blue and white, or two-tone blue checking. On the flip side here, you have the 3113 Oktoberfest, which is coming from Hop and Sting. They have kind of relied on the two-tone blue, as we spoke about before. As I understand it, this can design though is because there is a certain amount of the profits or some form of donation based on this beer as being given to the Grapevine Firefighters Association. In my very subjective opinion, I'm inclined to give the packaging award to Left Hand. I really like their wolf packaging and the tie-in there with the traditional Oktoberfest. That being said, I really do like the way that Hop and Sting have put theirs together, but the point is going to go to Left Hand. Criteria 2 through 4 require me to actually put a beer in a glass, so let's go ahead and make that happen. Alrighty, so criteria number 2 is aroma. Let's go ahead and give them a sniff. So the aroma itself is actually quite clean, has a little bit of a hint of maltiness that you would expect in Oktoberfest, but it's quite subtle as far as things go, and I'm going to assume it's going to be quite thin bodied just based on that alone. This one actually smells kind of thin-bodied as well, very very clean flavor. I would say that the maltiness comes through a little bit more in the Hop and Sting, not surprising given it's slightly darker than the Left Hand, but aroma-wise, there isn't a whole lot in it. Just based on the fact that there's a little bit more substance to it, I'm going to go ahead and award point number 2 to Hop and Sting, making this a 1-1 tie. Alright, criteria 3 is flavor. Let's go ahead and start with the Left Hand. The Left Hand, let's see, I was a little surprised. Well, okay, I expected a thin body, but the flavor on the front end is very, very subtle. There isn't a whole lot coming through there, but towards the back end and in the aftertaste, there's that really vibrant, toasted, malty flavor that you would expect. So actually, that's quite a nice little situation there, and it's been maybe 20-30 seconds since my last mouthful, and I can still very much in the top of my throat feel that malty flavor really kicking in there. And as you can hear, there's another plane coming overhead. They're very close together today, but let's go ahead and test out the flavor of the Hop and Sting. Okay, so the Hop and Sting is a lot more well-rounded. The malty flavors, the really delicious toasted flavor, it is prominent from the start, and I would say that it's very even from the beginning of your mouthful to the end of your mouthful, and it actually retains quite well in the aftertaste as well. Just based on that alone, I have to go ahead and say that Hop and Sting wins this round and is now leading 2-1. Okay, on to criteria number 4, and that is body. So as you can see, if you look back earlier in the video, both of them start with quite a big solid head. Both of them retracted at a similar pace, but they did retain it for a little bit. In all fairness, I did pour the Left Hand first, so we have to give them a little benefit there. Now in terms of the body and the mouthfeel and the thickness and all that, there isn't a whole lot separating these two. I give a very, very slight edge to Hop and Sting, and it's kind of difficult to pinpoint exactly why. It's just a very comfortable and refreshing experience. That being said, Left Hand itself, very good beer. The thing about it is, we're going to have this 5-point scale, but realistically speaking, both of these beers are particularly well made, and I would highly recommend them to anybody. And I am a Marzen fan, and I really, really enjoy Marzen, and I would be happy to recommend either of these beers. But yeah, at this point, I think Hop and Sting is leading the way 3-1. Alrighty, so we're moving into the 5th criteria, and that is the people's choice. Now, if you are not aware, if this is your first time looking back on this, you are able to, if you follow the Sergeant Suds Instagram account, vote on each of the bouts in each round. So round 1, bout 2's Instagram poll ran for 24 hours, and as you can see here, Hop and Sting won with 71% of the vote to Left Hand's 29, and just so for y'all playing at home, that is 27 votes for Hop and Sting and 11 for Left Hand. So if you are not currently following me on Instagram at Sergeant Suds, go ahead and do that, and you are able to vote and help influence these decisions. So there you have it, folks. Hop and Sting leads the way 4-1 in this contest, and they will go on in round 2 to face Legal Draft. So it's going to be another battle of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And unfortunately, Left Hand is out of the competition at this point, but that does not change the fact that it is a particularly good beer. Highly recommend if you can get your hands on it. The thing about Left Hand, as far as I'm aware, they have a much wider distribution across the United States than Hop and Sting at this point. So by all means, go out there and get yourself some Left Hand. It's a great beer, and you'll probably really enjoy it. Alrighty guys, that's the end of round 1, bout 2. If you did enjoy this, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and give this one a like. As I said, this is round 1, bout 2 of what is a 32 brewery bracket, so there'll be plenty more content to come. If you're subscribed, make sure you keep coming back. Like to know below if you've tried either of these beers. What were your thoughts on that?